Alright, so today I wanted to talk about this movie that just released in cinemas today called Godzilla vs. Kong. It is a sequel to Godzilla King of the Monsters from 2019 and Kong Skull Island 2017, and is the fourth film in Legendary's MonsterVerse, the I guess monster cinematic universe type deal. You know how DC has their own cinematic universe and Marvel has their own cinematic universe. And it's I've there's been a lot of hype for this movie. There's been a lot of memes and promotional material, going around, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who get angry at this video. All I would ask is that you just hear me out and don't just come here and just click on the video and leave a dislike and a hate comment and then just leave and not even listen to what I have to say. I mean, dislike it if you want, leave a comment if you want, but at least listen to what I have to say. And that is that I don't like this movie. In fact, I would say I kind of hate this movie. I have not seen this movie, I will admit. And so you're going to be like, oh, well, how can you judge it or critique it if you haven't even seen it? It's deeper than that, and I can judge it to a certain extent that I have not seen it. And the problem with this is like in its conception, in its very conception and its very existence, not necessarily even just the content of the movie, but I will get into that, and I may or may not spoil the movie because I do know how it ends. I've read reviews and stuff. So basically, as the title would suggest, it's a pretty simple premise, Godzilla vs. Kong, right? So what this movie exactly is basically two or more CGI monsters. I say or more because if you've seen the movie, I don't want to necessarily spoil it if you do want to see it. CGI monsters, computer generated creature things, duking it out on a big screen. That's basically what this is. It's not real. It doesn't necessarily have like a super deep emotional or thought-provoking plot or like has a deeper underlying message it's trying to send to you. It's kind of just these. My problem with it is it's one of these like brain dead, soulless corporate, you know, exclusively for profit Hollywood movies. These brainless action movies. It's nothing but action, CGI, monsters, and crap like that fighting each other. But really, I believe the purpose. This is I'm trying to be a prude or anything. I'm not saying every movie has to be like a cinematic masterpiece or anything. But like the way people were fawning over this and saying how awesome it was really weird because none of this is real. Even if it's even if it is a good movie, I have a lot of movies that I like that are really good. But like the way that people get obsessed with these superhero movies like Marvel, DC, and these the X-Men and whatever is really weird to me. I just don't get it. It's like it's a corporate made product of like CGI characters fighting each other. I don't get all the hype. Like even the really good ones, it's like okay, they're good, but I have a life outside these movies. And I'm not trying to personally attack you if you like these movies. I got friends who are really invested in these movies. That's fine. That's your life. But I just personally don't see the angle of how people can like live their life like that, where a part of their identity is these movies. Like, I'm kind of referring back to the time that I don't know the name of the guy who did it, but he did a YouTube video where he was like crying while watching a Star Wars trailer, and he said in the video like the his list of his most cherished things in life, number one was his wife, and then number two was Star Wars. Like, I'm sorry, but Star Wars should not be in the even top 100 things that you value in your life. There should definitely be some things between your wife and Star Wars. Okay, maybe your family. I don't know, like if you're religious, God. I don't know, but like it should not be Star Wars. But again, yeah, it's just like one of these soulless, exclusively for-profit movies. That's just that doesn't challenge you in any way. That doesn't leave you feeling fulfilled. It's like a junk food movie. It's it might look good, but it has no real nutritional content to it. Is the best way to describe it. And gotta check right here. And I don't know, it just released today. I don't know how much money it's going to make, but I'm sure it's going to make a lot, like all these movies do. And especially, the way it's been promoted and put out there and everything, how hyped up it is. But yeah, it's a real shame. Another big part of this was probably to sell even more products like toys and stuff, and that's really this really gets into like a bigger thing, like a critique of consumerism and hyper consumerism. Of if you wanted to get the full experience of these kind of movies as well, you would have to watch, you know, the original films, Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and Kong Skull Island, and I think there's even more movies before this that are like from 2014. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you get the point. Yeah, they try to get you to get their other products to fully indulge yourself in this one. And I guess that is the whole point of this, but it's people have critiqued other movies in the same way, that they cast too wide of a net. They don't necessarily have a target demographic, because everybody's going to like this movie. It's pretty inoffensive and has a simple plot. And that's the problem with it, is that, I'm sure a lot of little kids are going to like this. They're going to think it's really cool and have a lot of fun with it, have good memories when they grow up. That's great. No. I'm not trying to, be a dick or anything here. You know what I mean? But there's you can also, it's something that, if parents watch it with their kids, they can get some enjoyment out of it, and people of all ages, all backgrounds can just enjoy. But there's even, like the people who are really into this stuff, like nerds and geeks and that sort of thing, are really going to like this too. All the kind of people, you know what I mean? But it fails in that way, because it doesn't, without having a clear message of or a core idea, it's really just empty. Like I was saying earlier, it's not nutrient dense. There's no real message behind any of this. And this goes into I think a bigger thing with society in general. It's just a corporate product meant to be consumed. It's not really fulfilling in any way. And then I think it's scary how much people associate with themselves with these things like this in that way. It could be for any media or entertainment, like video games or anime or whatever is out there these days. I've kind of disconnected myself with that more and more as time goes by, but it's so inoffensive, basically, that I think that's where it falls short. And that it's just another one of these things where, yeah, it might be fun to watch, but you're living your life through a proxy. It's not living in the real world. And this doesn't even portray something that you could take with you in the real life or educate you or make you think, like, change your mind on something. It's just brainless entertainment. It's like in Idiocracy, if you have seen that movie, where they have the movie called Ass, and it's just somebody's butt on a screen. And slowly, I feel like as a society, we are, it's cliche at this point, but devolving into Idiocracy to the point where we're going to just be looking at a screen of an ass and it will win an award. I'm scared. I'm scared it might one day get close to that. Where stuff like this is put up on a pedestal and, real, genuine movies that are good, that do come out, that are good, get forgotten and left behind. I don't know. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on this. The thing is, I don't think in this movie, I highly doubt there's going to be any emotional moments, moments where you're like, wow, that was really interesting. You're going to walk away and say, this was a life-changing movie for me. This made me think that way or that way or whatever. But I don't know, guys. I just don't like this movie. I don't like its existence. I don't like what it represents on a larger scale. I just do not like it. I hate this, to be honest with you. I think that's pretty much all I have to say. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Am I just crazy? Am I a boomer or something? Let me know. Because, yeah, I don't like this. But thank you if you stayed to the end and watched the whole thing. And I hope everybody watching has a nice day. If you saw this movie, give your thoughts on it. Do you agree? Do you disagree? And I think I'll leave you guys with that. See ya.